build up some equity, sock some money away, definitely sock some money away. And then, when you're in your 40s or your 50s, then you get into your dream spouse. Don't rush it. Don't be greedy, all right? You don't want to sell in the down market. It's tough stuff. We met on Match.com. I'm more horrified about it than you. I didn't think you're not supposed to meet your husband on Match.com. Come on, you're just killing some time there. Oh my God, it's terrible. But I had gone out with a few people on Match before, but he had never gone out with anyone else before on Match, but I had. And so we had sort of that, just that normal parade of horribles, that just normal stream of terrible, like wonderful stories, terrible dates. Like the one guy, he only wanted to go, the only date he wanted to go out to was to eat Ethiopian food, which you eat with your hands, right, and pita bread. And after like the fourth date, I just am thinking, I don't think he knows how to use a knife and fork. I think that's the problem here. And I don't have super high standards, but that's going to be a deal breaker for me on this one. But my husband never went on any of those other dates, so he thinks it has a 100% success rate. And he wants to tell everybody about it. We need to tell people. We need to tell people how we met. They need to know about this tool. And I say, no, honey, we do not. Please tell everyone. And the fact that you keep bringing that up makes me think I should have given Pete with his hands gone just one more chance. Maybe I cut him loose just like a little too soon. Just a little bit. And we actually met a little while ago. Back then when we met Match.com, it wasn't fancy. You didn't have like the phone apps and all this. It was just like basically a screen with a picture, and then you had like each other's fax number, and you would just fax each other back and forth. It's because we were old, right? But now they've got everything. They've got one that's like Cougar Life, like CougarLife.com, and it's supposed to be for like, younger men who want to meet like older women, kind of like that, and like sexy old women are going to meet. You see these commercials, and they're supposed to like appeal to like young guys in their 20s, and I'm 44, so like women like my age and older, and it's supposed to seem so appealing, and it seems so terrible to me, so awful. It's like I feel like first of all, clearly I'm paying for everything, so that's number one. It's pretty well implied in the date that the woman will be paying for everything. I guess with the alimony money from her ex-husband from before, I don't know. And then also like these guys are just they're cute, but they're so young and doofy. I feel like after a couple days I'm gonna be like taking them to get their hair cut and like driving them in carpools to soccer practice, and it just doesn't seem that fun to me. And it's not fair, because when I see older guys out with younger women, clearly they get to let themselves go. But apparently if I'm going to be a cougar, I'm going to have to like extra work out. I'm going to have to be way hotter than I was in my 20s. Seems like a lot of work. Here's how pregnancy is different than every other medical condition. For the first 20, maybe 25 years of our lives, we were told that this is pretty much the worst thing that can happen to you. If you get pregnant, if your girlfriend gets pregnant, it will ruin your life. Then, in our 20s or so, we're supposed to turn around on a dime, and it's supposed to be sometimes a wonderful thing, depending on some very specific details. Could be a pleasant event, could be a terrible, terrible mistake. You never hear a conversation like this. What's that? Vicky has diabetes. But she's in a good relationship and she has a job? Oh, well, good for Vicky then. Good for Vicky. Also, I've learned that it is not okay to go up to every pregnant woman you see and say, oh my God, I am so sorry
Come to the stage. I don't know where he's going. But I heard he's going to give it up for the very funny Bill, Ames.
Wow, that night's really bright. This is my first time ever doing this, so I'm going to have fun with it. Hopefully you'll have fun with it as well. How many of you have ever been in a limo in Myrtle Beach or anywhere else? How many have ever been in a limo so far in their lives? All right. Well, later on, let's see after the show, we'll break your cherry limo, okay? One thing I do live by in this area here, since I drive a limo here, is I go by the whole philosophy: what happens in the limo stays in the limo. So if you're in my limo, you can do all you want, and I don't have to worry about it. However, if you're one of the many characters I've dealt with, you may be in my book. What happens when you put if you have a paid assassin with a covered job as a limo driver? Okay, his girlfriend is a stripper here in Myrtle Beach, and when you put them together, what do you get? Limo Bill, the undercover assassin. There are a lot of different stories throughout the book. It takes you to a lot of different areas, but I've had a lot of fun with it. A lot of the actual limo stories in the book are actually true to some extent. They're kind of seeded, and from there I took it and kind of blew up in fiction. To give you an idea of one of the stories, recently, but about 2 years ago, I picked up this one gentleman, who's a regular customer of mine. He gave me a call to come pick him up. I went down there and got him. And of course, I had a long stretch with him, so he's sitting way in the back. Trying to have a conversation is always difficult as it is. But next thing you know, I see this woman come flying like a bat out of hell, coming from the side resort that we were at. And she starts pounding on the window at the back of the door. I looked at him and I said, "Do you know her?" And he says, "Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of her." I said, "Okay." Next thing you know, the door opens up, she jumps inside, and they start to have an argument. In the meantime, I'm just driving along nice and slowly, going about 15, 20 miles an hour, going down the boulevard, and I can hear them in the back, and he's doing everything he can to say, "Listen, we're done, we're finished, we're through." She's saying, "Don't leave me, don't leave me." Next thing you know, I look out my rearview mirror, and I see her go flying out the door. And rolling in, my side mirror, next thing I see her rolling down the highway, or down the boulevard, I should say. I'm thinking to myself, "Oh my goodness, I better stop." So I slam the brakes on, I run back out there, go try and help her out. Next thing you know, she just starts running down the street. I said, "Wow, she must be okay. She's running pretty well." So I get back in the car, and I look at the guy, and I said, "Man," I don't know what your deal is," I said, "but I think I was only going about 15, 20 miles an hour. A little hesitation, he looks at me and he says, "You should have been going 50. Some of the other scenes we've had that happen throughout Myrtle Beach and the limo. I think of a lot of coastal Carolina students around this area. And one night we were going home, and we're going down the boulevard, we're going down 501, going on pretty good speed. Next thing you know, I'll hear out the back, "Stop!" I'm thinking, "Oh, someone's going to throw it in the car." I said, I yanked the limo over to the side, put the flashes on, we're right by Carolina Forest, right there at the intersection. I mean, you couldn't be in more view of anybody. Next thing you know, I hear the door open, two girls going running outside the back. I said, "Okay, I'll let them take care of their business. Pick one's holding the other one's here like usual." And I go back out, I go around and bring a towel with me, and I bring some water just in case. And I look over there, and I see two bare asses standing there and peeing. I thought, "Oh my God, that's the last thing I need to see. This time you don't want to get caught for the indecent exposure." So I head back to the front of the car, and I go back inside, and I sit down. Next thing you know, a county cruiser was pulling up alongside me. I'm thinking, "Oh, this is going to be interesting." He says, "Everything okay?" I said, "Yeah, I got a couple of pupils in the back." So I don't know what to do with that. Well, I saved all the fun there. Some of the other instances that have happened, if you've ever been in a limo, and you ever watch a guy hit brakes on fast like I do sometimes, because people cut me off like crazy, even though I'm a big car that probably kill the heck out of them, people start rolling through the seats. They start rolling all the way to the front. You put a bunch of girls in the back there with the guys coming from coastal, and next thing you know, I'll hit that brake so hard, and all 10 bodies just go roll right up to the front. There's always some dude in the crowd, right? It has to be real wise ass about the whole thing. He looks up, he's the one who didn't fall all over. He goes, "Panties? No panties?" He said, the next thing you know, he said, then someone says, "Whoa!" There was a tattoo You can only guess where. That was my time. I just wanted to say hello and thank you for reading me, and hope you enjoyed it. If you have not been a little before, you're welcome to me afterwards. I can show you that. And if you're interested in the book, I can also take care of that as well. All right, thank you.
Give it up one more time for Bill Ames. No, seriously, first time on stage, I can tell you the storyteller. This ain't easy trying to make people laugh that you don't know. And he did pretty good. So give him a round. Hey, making more progress. All right, come on.